Oh, I believe, I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. Here we go, it's getting close. Now it's just who wants it most. It's just life, that's how it is. 'Cause we have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, oh, can't you see? I'm on the move, make way for me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up. I was built to be the best, number one and nothing less. Lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently. I have vision, oh, I believe. I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. Here we go, it's getting close. Now it's just who wants it most. It's just life, that's how it is. 'Cause we have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, oh, can't you see? I'm on the move, make way for me. So stand up for the champions.
We thank you also for bringing our guests on this very day, especially His Excellency. We thank you also for every one of us and present. We ask you, Lord, be with us, bless our occasions, and bless everything we are going to do today. May it be to the glory of your name and for the well-being of all of us that are gathered here. We make our prayers through Christ our Lord. In the name of the Father, and the Son.
Special guest Peter Ubisimba, ably represented by his deputy, His Excellency, Barrister Ifeanyi Osai. A round of applause for him. We have a retinue of commissioners here with him. We have Commissioner for Health, Professor Emmanuel Kejibobi. We have a Commissioner for Environment and Climate Change, a member of Esut family. Before his appointment, he was the Dean of School of Postgraduate Studies of the University, Professor Sanusi. We equally have another commissioner, Chief Akezaga. He's a professor of the microphone. Commissioner for Information. We equally have one of our own here too, Dr. Felix Namani. He's the Commissioner for Water Resources. Yes, may I introduce the chief host of this occasion? I've earlier done the introduction. The Vice Chancellor of this university, Professor Aloysius Esut. We have the chairman of today's occasion, a former Vice Chancellor of the University, Esut, Professor Cyprian Obona. We have the Registrar of the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria, who is going to perform the induction ceremony. He is no other person than Dr. T.A.B. Sanusi. By his immediate left is the Deputy Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Chike Mohan. Then we have the host of today's occasion, who is the Provost of College of Medicine, Professor Frank Enugu. Other principal officers of this university here, Dr. Austin Ojeda, and the university librarian, Dr. Ifeanyi Ezema. We have a former secretary to the state government and presently the Dean of Faculty of Law of the University, Professor Simon Otanya. It is my pleasure equally to introduce the Dean, Professor G.I. Ahmed. We have the Dean of Clinical Medicine of this college, Professor I. Okafor. And then we have the Dean of Basic Medicine, Professor Anthony O.C. Okafor. Professor A.O.C. Abba. We have the Dean of Basic Clinical Sciences, who shall be doubling as the keynote speaker today's occasion, Professor S.A. Aaron Ohai. Arizona of Community Medicine.
Yeah, today is a great day to have a retinue of former functionaries. Let me start by welcoming the guest of honor, the governor of Enugu State, heavily represented by his deputy governor. I also welcome the Commissioner for Environment, Commissioner for Water Resources, Commissioner for Information, Commissioner for Health, and our former SHG, and the Vice Chancellor of Esut with his principal officers, the deans and directors of the college and the university, other distinguished professors and academics and other staff of the university, dear parents of the graduates, dear graduates, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Let me start by going down a little bit the memory lane. You know, when I assumed office as the Vice Chancellor in 2010, the final year students then, I think they spent around 10 years or thereabouts. So 2 months within my administration, they came to office. So they were very bitter and complaining that they spent 10 years and no hope of graduating, because that was, but then we had already had NUC accreditation, but no mental and data council accreditation. So, you know, to make matters, some of them had already gotten married, actually, some of the ladies, showing that they had already lost hope of graduating. Most of them had gotten married. But I promised them there and then that something was done, because I had picture of them. So something was done. So we wrote to the council seeking approval to get some necessary facilities and also to employ the labor staff, because the areas of deficiencies are really low, because it was the second accreditation. So once we got that, we went into action. Within a few months, we got the MDCN accreditation, and within a few months, we had the first set of graduates of the university. So I'm just telling you that so you know that things are easier for you. It's the first set that really suffered, because they spent 12 years to graduate. So those of you that spent 6 years, you are really lucky, because the grant is already level for you. So you are here to enjoy. So since then, the faculty has been waxing stronger and stronger. I won't be wrong if I say that the products of this faculty are among the best, at least in Nigeria. They are not the best. How do you know the best? You know the best from communication reports you get from employers. And so you see, when I read that story, it happened in the US. Maybe administer the coach, because that without coach, I required to render a professional service to highest level of ethical standards and integrity. But the point I want to make here is that do not, you know, the young boys and girls of today, they just think about making it fast. You know, this is a fast age. So don't make making money your primary objective or your primary focus. Of course, you have to make money. What you have to look at first is to make a name as a good doctor. Once you make a name as a good doctor, money will surely come. Making a name, our people say, the other side will know what we say. Our people say that good market sells itself. So once you make a good name as a doctor, a good doctor, a name as a good doctor, people will start coming. And when people start coming, the money will come. So don't join the rat race of let me make it fast. First thing, make a name as a good doctor. Another point I want you to remember is your alma mater. You know that all these Ivy League universities we have, Cambridge, Oxford, MIT, all of them, they are not what they are because of government support. They are what they are because of their alumni. So alumni is a very good result base of impact. So you should always think back to the institution that made you to be what you are. So through kindergarten, through primary school, through secondary school, through university, and at least we spend 6 years in the university. So the minimum you can do by parents is to make them proud from their actions. Make them proud from their actions. And also, do not forget their parents and guardians in their old age. Because you know, these days, some boys or some girls, once they don't get married, they just be thinking about their nuclear family, forgetting, they call the old papa. No, it's very wrong. Just remember what I'm telling you. Remember not to forget your parents and guardians. So as you are going forth today, I pray that God Almighty will guard and guide you. God will prosper you in all your future endeavors. Congratulations. And thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman. Being a host of today's occasion and provost Esut College of Medicine to Your Excellency, the Governor of Enugu State, ably represented by the Deputy Governor of Enugu State, Barrister Sanusi, the Chairman of this occasion, Professor T.A.B, the Vice Chancellor of Esut, Professor the Honorable Commissioner for Health, and the other Honorable Commissioners here present, the Registrar Medical and Dental Council, Nigeria, Dr. T.A.B. Sanusi, distinguished academics, distinguished guests, the people who have to that's our inductees. I wish to end my protocol at this point, and I plead. I welcome and thank the Executive Governor of Enugu State, the Excellency Dr. Barrister T.A.B, ably represented by the Deputy Governor, the Excellency Barrister Sanusi. Your Excellency, this is a remarkable day as it marks your first official visit to the Enugu State University of Science and Technology since your assumption of office. And it also marks my last official function as the Provost of the college. My 4-year tenure as the Provost ends on 31st August 2023. It is also remarkable in the sense that the college is injecting 51 well-trained medical doctors into the healthcare system of this country. I say this country with some reservations because the drain of medical personnel from this country to outside the country is very, very discouraging. But we hope that they will stay back to salvage our healthcare system. We congratulate you for achieving this feat. It may please, it's also an important visit as it affords Your Excellency the opportunity to behold and interface with the Esut community on your laudable programs on education and your expectations of us. It may please Your Excellency to note that the first graduation of medical students of this College of Medicine was in 2010. And since then, we have graduated doctors every year. And this marks the 12th batch of our medical graduates. Not even the COVID-19 epidemic, incessant and prolonged ASU strikes, and other external circumstances could stop us from achieving this feat. The college has attained and maintained a high level of academic standard, with zero tolerance to academic fraud, financial or sexual harassment, and exploitation of students in any other form. Our medical one of our products, may she rest in peace. 2 years ago, one of our graduates won one of Nigeria, Dr. T.A.B. Sanusi, who is here physically to conduct this induction ceremony. Successful reaccreditation of medical laboratory science program in March 2023, with a very significant increase in quota from 35
to 120 students. We thank the Registrar and CEO of the Council, Dr. Tosa Beraba, for his support. We've established postgraduate programs in pharmacology, physiology, biomedical engineering, neurosciences, biochemistry, and our postgraduate program in anatomy has produced 2 sets of PhD and 3 sets of MSc graduates. Your Excellency, sir, I wish to acknowledge the formal conveyance of the culinary hospital in Enugu, that is Professor Onyechi, incidentally is the chairman of this occasion, for resuscitating the promotion program in the university, which challenged many of these professors to work harder and attain their academic work. We thank you, sir. And we also thank the succeeding vice chancellors, especially our Vice Chancellor, Professor Aloysius Okoye, for upholding that feat. It is also one infrastructure. There is an intense congestion in the college premises now. This college started as a one faculty, but has metamorphosed into 3 faculties. The 4th faculty, with most of the constituent programs, which have received relevant approvals from the establishment, is yet to take off because of lack of space. Our quota for training medical doctors was notionally approved to 150, but temporarily we allowed 120 because of the need to have the following structures in place. An all-purpose, well-equipped laboratory with modern facilities that can take in at least 100 students at once for laboratory work, training and research. What we have now can take 50 students, and we do 2 batches, which is not acceptable to the medical and dental council. Increased staff strength and quality was also one of the recommendations we made for us to maximally attain that 150 quota. I think the university with the highest quota in Nigeria is 180. That is University of Ibadan. I'm sure, sir. And here it is. Thank you, sir. In addition to appreciate and thank Your Excellency for giving us this opportunity to have you as our distinguished guest at this occasion. What your government has done to the college so far signifies better things to be expected. Our gratitude goes to our dear Vice Chancellor and the past Vice Chancellors, the University Management Committee and the Council, and all other organs and bodies for their continued support to the college. We would not achieve much without the support and dedication of the teaching and non-teaching staff of the college, whose attitude I choose to label sacrificial. To our dear students and their parents and guardians, we appreciate you because you are the reason for our being here. Our brand new medical doctors should bear in mind that this is just the beginning of a very long journey and should embrace further self-development and maintenance of high ethical and professional standards. They should also keep in mind that they should be good ambassadors of Esut. May all glory, honor, adoration be unto the Almighty God for what He has done, and will do with us and for us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Provost, for a beautiful address.
Without wasting much of our time, I call on Chancellor of the University, Professor Aloysius Michael Sokole, to address this August body. The Vice Chancellor.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Enugu State, not really represented but personified here today by our own Deputy Governor, who is always available. And the chairman of the occasion, on behalf of the management, may I plead that I stand on the already established protocol for want of time. My speech will be short. If you look around here and you discover you see the Deputy Governor, you have an idea of what Enugu will be and what Esut is turning to be. We have very young, dynamic, and proactive administration, and we are glad that when we invited them just last week, Thursday, Friday, this is the first time they are now coming for induction program here at the college. So may we appreciate it again. It is a very happy day for all of us, and equally slightly so, in the sense that the last but the one speaker finished presenting, but there is something you people didn't take home, and that is the most important fact again, that this will be the last function, public function he will be involved and organizing as the provost of the college. He paid the management that is exiting, but the management is happy that he's exiting because he has no blemish. He's going away. Anytime it is time to go, please do. Please do, so that other people will try. When they try, they will either make you a king, a hero, or a villain. If you succeeded in doing so well, anybody succeeding, you will have difficulty and you will expose him or herself. So you now become a king and celebrated. So we appreciate you, our provost. We thank you so much. At the level of the management, we are going to process further on that issue. I will not continue speaking without reiterating that the university management is so happy that at least Daniel has come to judgment on the issue of Colliery Hospital. We have been on it since last year, but we thank God that we have handmarked the conveyance letter, and we are expecting to have the full document so that the medical and dental council can take off immediately to erect their structure. We are only very, very glad that as we are talking about conveyance, we are talking about responsiveness coming from the part of the government as it concerns the university. There is no way any government, whether federal or state, can deal with all the problems of a university. That is why we are seizing the opportunity to equally invite partnerships, collaborations into the university. We are going to remove all the bottlenecks. Come and partner with us on other areas of management. I equally seize the opportunity to thank the parents, thanking the parents for what they have done, what they have tolerated us, our strengths and our weaknesses, and today it is a success story. And having done that, we're equally challenging the parents that are supposed to be thanked, because I'm expecting that after this speech, within the next 1 month, we may start harvesting some partnerships, gratitude coming from parents. There are so many issues we already listed. We are inviting you to come and assist us. Anything you do, we shall name it after you immediately, and you will be celebrated. To our students, I congratulate you. I thank you so much. You may be delayed in terms of the graduation, but the other people that left before you didn't witness government physically coming. So that is why You are people that you can always say from special species, blessed by God, ordained to succeed. And today, you have seen all of us, the full compliments of the management staff will shut down our band so that all of us will be here with some of our. And even when the MDCN registrar had other assignments, we had to, it's a location of putting him to come into Enugu, finish and leave this afternoon to go and attend to other people. It is Esut first and others follow. Incidentally, somebody came to my house yesterday and was asking me, is it every 2-3 months that we do induction? Each time they tell me I'm going for induction this year. I said because the registrar is now inducted equally in the college board as a member of Esut. So if you happen to tomorrow, you come back. So our registrar, thank you so much. We appreciate you. And the registrar, the provost had really pointed out that he was the person that we should be celebrated more than at the administration. Last accreditation since 2015, he came and helped us and we broke the ice. In 2023, we migrated from mere 50 to 120. With the provision that if we do 1, 2, 3, he will move it to 150. We have started doing some of them. The only problem I have is that the provost will be leaving and he has not told us his parting gift. Probably that remaining 30 could be his parting gift to the provost. Your Excellency, the university is aware of the limited resources available to government. That is why you've heard about Wi-Fi here. I know I've interfaced with some professors at the college. We only have grand plan of attending to some of the issues raised. We have submitted our proposals to NCC. They are processing it. But we are happy to equally inform Your Excellency that our interventions at the federal level attracted broadband infrastructure to Esut, and contract has been awarded to the tune of 1.3 billion. Work is now ongoing. We're going to have dedicated masts in Esut with a 10-kilometer fiber radius coverage. And after that, the students will have 15 access points, free Wi-Fi access points in Esut. Attracting funds, both mainly from outside, to deal with some of the issues. And our convocation ceremony comes up November 18, 2023. I will not waste our time because our registrar has already given me the timeline where he will be departing to the airport. So I wish to seize this medium to congratulate our students. I will not repeat what Professor Onyeji, the chairman, had already stated. But please note that if there are any things, any shortcomings you pass through during your studentship, anything that was done that was not supposed to be done correctly, I, on behalf of the management, are now apologizing to you to forget it and forgive. It was on Saturday, I went and apologized to 2003 engineering sets. Last year, I went and apologized to 1998 engineering sets. Any adversities, anything you pass through, forget about how you pass through. Let's take the blame and forgive us. It will not happen again. And if it is about infrastructure, help us now that you have graduated to deal with that problem so that it's no longer the problem of this college again. The critical point is keep us into your mind, and God will kill you into the mind of God and Almighty. And to remember you, we are not surprised that you are graduating. We are not unsure whether you will succeed. Because you have come to Esut, success will be your name, and favor shall continue to follow you. MDCN, thanks for coming. I know you are itching to administer your oaths and all that. Please always remember where you are coming from. anything you need, land breaking of your complex, please let us know so that we can go and plead with His Excellency to equally come in and witness your land breaking. The government hold MDC and other professional bodies in highest esteem because Enugu must come into tourist center, not only in Southeast but in the whole country. We congratulate you once again. Thanks for coming. God shall lead you through. And as you are reflecting on the exit of the Provost, you only reflect on making sure that you don't have unfinished business with the Provost in terms of quota. I thank you. May God bless all of you.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor. It is my honor and privilege to invite the special guest of honor to this occasion, the Governor of Enugu State, ably represented by his deputy, His Excellency, Barrister Osai Ifeanyi, to address this auditorium.
The Vice Chancellor of Enugu State University, the Provost of the college, who incidentally we just learned is leaving by end of the month after a glorious and successful outing. Congratulations. Particularly, I want to recognize the chairman of education, who was once your vice chancellor, and whose reputation and success traveled far to us before we met him. Professor, congratulations. I want to thank in a special way the Registrar of the Nigerian Medical and Dental Council. I am pleased to have listened to the appreciation of our institution and the support you've given us all these years and that you continue to give us. And I join the Vice Chancellor in pleading with you not to leave the Provost empty-handed as he retires from his assignment. So thank you very much. You know, I'm not particularly a member of protocol, so we have members of the Executive Council of Enugu State here. The commissioners, I want to apologize, so I recognize you first. Ladies and gentlemen, the priests, the inductees, and everyone. Of course, my brother, Professor Simon Otoanya, our former Secretary to Government, I'm happy you've gone back to our school to keep adding value from your wealth of experience. So you should be able to infuse knowledge from the books and knowledge from real life experience. That way, you produce lawyers that will take over from us when we plan to retire. So thank you for the hard work. Of course, the bursar of the university, the professors earlier introduced, deans of the various faculties, everyone here. And of course, our revered Professor Keynote, I'm happy to see you in good health and a beautiful face cap. And of course, the chaplain. So, ladies and gentlemen, members of the press, I want to, at this point, crave your understanding to stop the protocol here, especially when our honored friend is planning to head back to the airport. You know, I feel very honored to be here to celebrate with you today. I feel honored because the milestone you've achieved is a reflection of the hard work, the industry, of your teachers, your family, and your friends. I would not want to say your own hard work because you made a choice to be doctors, and as we will say in Faculty of Law, is violating non-fit injury. But at any rate, I'm happy that you're graduating. I'm happy that you're graduating in excellence. I'm happy you're graduating in honor and dignity. So to all of you who are graduating today, we celebrate with you and we're very happy with you. I also know that a lot of you may be nervous, the inductees. Nervous about what is going to happen henceforth from tomorrow morning. Am I going to find a place for my internship? Is there a vacancy for them to take me? If there is vacancy, do I need to call a Professor Twanya or Professor Nyeji for them to accept me? These are all things that will bother you. Alright? I understand that will happen. That could happen. You know, times before now, after your final exams, institutions will be headhunting you for where you do your house job. To some people, it's bad for us that we have decayed. Our society is decaying. That doctors will now have to queue. Some will not even start their house job immediately. They have to wait for spaces to come up. Something is wrong. I don't think it's actually wrong. I think it's an indication that our society is growing. It's an indication that we have institutions now that have capacity to produce medical professionals and doctors like you. It's also an indication of an expanding population. What I think though could be the problem is our failure to make the requisite investment in facilities that should provide health care and provide a space to do that compulsory part of your program. So on behalf of the governor of Enugu State, who is unavoidably absent, of course, attending to the needs of Enugu where he is, I want to assure you that this government is poised to make that critical investment needed to provide those spaces for you. Sometimes you might have what it created for you on your career path. What do I want to do even after the house job? Do I want to be a surgeon, a consultant surgeon? Do I want to be an orthopedic surgeon? Do I want to be a gynecologist? What do you really want to be? These things could bother you, but I have something to tell you. Don't worry, just follow your passion. Take the path that provides you happiness, because pursuit of happiness is the most valuable aspect of human growth. Nothing should take that away from you. So keep at it. If they attempt to visit persecution on you because you're trying to do the right thing, I bet you someone somewhere will hear that voice and you get the support you never expected you get. That is the only way we can make the society work for all of us and work for everyone and work for good. When the chairman of education spoke, they talked about the needs of the university, and the vice chancellor repeated it. They spoke about the space to take more students for training. They talked about the laboratory. They talked about the need to increase the staff strength. They talked about a space for the CBT. Of course, they talked about water supply, electricity, and internet connectivity. I'm happy that the Vice Chancellor had explained to us the success they've made in attracting support to rebuild or to invest in internet connectivity. But I also took note of the fact that the teaching hospital is not part of this first phase of that connectivity. I give you my word. We will do whatever it takes to ensure that in no distant time you have internet-wide connectivity in your teaching hospital, because you can't have a modern medical knowledge that is borderless, that you have to connect and interchange ideas with your peers all over the world when you have either low internet bandwidth or you don't have internet facility at. It should be a given in an institution of this nature. So we will do whatever it takes to make that happen. And I am happy that the Commissioner for Water Resources is here and is part of the Enugu State University family. So, if after 180 days of our governance and you don't have TAB running ceaselessly here, don't go for Dr. Peter or myself. Go to your family member. Finally, you have temptation to make money quick and fast. The chairman of education, Professor Nyeji, spoke about that. Recently, a young man that is close to me who does laundry services, and I patronized him. About a month ago, he walked up to me to say he needed help for his son's medical attention. I asked him what the problem was, because I was curious. He said, oh, the doctor said he needed surgery. I said, why does he want to operate on the boy? He said, well, the boy will always cry when he wants to eat and all that, so he went to that hospital repeatedly, and the doctor said, look, that it's a hernia of the umbilical cord. So he said I should give him 200,000. I've given him the money, but I called him back. I said, hold on. Give me 3 days before you go for that surgery. Because I know the passion of a father when your child is sick. I didn't want to leave the money with him. I asked him to give me the money back. I should come back after 2 days. But I was going to send him somewhere for a second opinion. I called your own Dr. Eric Olegi. Eric is my very good friend. I said, Eric, you have friends in Esut, Parkland? He said, yes. Please, I have someone I'm sending to you. I arranged for him to see a doctor in Parkland, let them run proper and the second diagnosis. Now look at the history this young man had given about his son. That if they come to the same conclusion in surgery, I would rather they do the surgery in Parkland. And of course, I'm going to pay the bills. My hunch was right. They came back and said, the boy had some infection, and if not well managed, there's a possibility he could also have ulcer going forward. Ladies and gentlemen, the medication they prescribed for that young boy was not up to 10,000 naira. And this thing happened less than a month ago. He was tackling your school, your institution, that probably saved that boy's life. Probably wanted to make money. He may not even have been planning to do a surgery, and had asked the poor laundry boy to get 200,000, which I had already given, and was willing to even pay more if the medical exigency or requirement dictated that. So, it is your call to want to make more money. Either maybe that doctor misdiagnosed the poor boy, or it was deliberate. I can't pass judgment. It could be that of two. What is important is that you must not let the quest to make money fast and faster engulf your worldview. And I have something to advise you on that. And I'll just say to you what Shakespeare had told us. That violent fires soon burn out themselves. Small showers last long, and sudden storms are short. You are going to be inducted soon, so I'm sure you can diagnose that. Congratulations and God bless you.
Thank you very much. We are supposed to do it well. We are supposed to continue the good work. We are part of doing it, and we continue to do it. By Vice Chancellor, I don't know how to thank you. Your presence was there. You looked everything that blocks the government. We got everything that we push. So I'm grateful. I will never be grateful. My Provost, sir, and the Chairman of the Council, thank you for being here. Sir? Yes. Sir, I'm here to call on the graduates who have toiled all these days to be here today. We're happy. They have had all the advice given to you, and it's their responsibility to hold the College of Medicine. Call your name. All of you stand up, and after calling the name, you bow to the Registrar, and then we start the induction program. Sir, my Registrar, sir, I have 52 graduates who are being inducted today. They are here for induction, and we are grateful for your presence.
Thank you very much. The visitor of the university is represented by the Executive Governor. the chairman of the occasion, the chief host, the provost, the members of the executive council of the state present here, deans of various faculties, heads of department, professors, other well-wishers, the inductees, proud parents and guardians, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Let me first and foremost appreciate Enugu State Government for its magnanimity in allocating the space for our zonal office here. It's coming at a point when we are almost relocated to Port Harcourt. Assuming I've been given this space for the past 5 years, we would have actually concluded the innovation. But that notwithstanding, like I did mention to the Vice Chancellor and the Provost, I personally stalled the development in Bauchi because we have more doctors here, and the office has been existing for over 25 years. And we believe that we should give priority to the office here. At the same time, Imo State Government is already putting the pressure on those that want to give us a place. And that's why I said, coming at this particular time is good. But like, we are like Oliver Twist. Please don't leave us alone with innovation. We still need support from the State Government for innovation. Because we try and move in as early as possible, then we get the proper application. We try and see what we can do, what we expect, then we State Government also to assist us in that respect. Because the time is not on our side. Medical college here at come of age. For a very long time, we've been on a quota of 50. Recently, we increased to 120. Academic and professional. And that is why, even if I pass the NUC test, the new test is an NUC. So if at the NUC level, things are lacking, we will not give it a go ahead. And that is why I want to plead with the Enugu State Government to occasionally, not mind that they are giving the university money, they need to intervene at the teaching hospital and college level. Because in the practical medical education, they are equally contributing to the healthcare delivery system in the state. I have passion for this state because I did my youth service here in 1988. And that's why everything I'm telling you, that when it is mentioned, there is a way. That's okay, let's work and do. So, well, no problem, we are in there. You mentioned about housemanship. Federal government has actually done something. And I'm happy that we came here for the accreditation of the housemanship here. And we increased your carrying capacity from 50 to 120. So, for the federal government, we are not discriminating. We have vacancies and it was like there. But there is something which you need to know, sir. That is why we believe in the state government should pay more attention here. The feedback we get, people patronize this place more than it was. That is why we believe that culinary hospital government should do something urgently and actually to make sure the facilities we have asked them to put there are ready. But the CNT must be ready to work with the provost. Because like I said, running a college is like running a university within a university. Because if you look at the university community, the only program being run by 2 ministries is medical program. Because the university is in the education, while the teaching hospital is in health, and teaching hospital is workshop for the medical students. And without the college, the teaching hospital cannot be established. Having said that, well, the leadership in the health sector, which the Deputy Governor mentioned, I believe the leadership should end. There is no doubt that the doctor is the head of the team. But we also must comport ourselves so that we can hand that leadership. If you are there, as I tell you to be there, even if your grandmother is chief matron, you will talk to her, please sit down, go and do your work. But when you want to lazy around, I want to start giving instructions to everybody in the health sector deserves to be respected. Am I clear? You need to respect it. And while you are respecting them, do your work. Because whatever happens, whether caused by you or by another person, they will say it is doctor. Because you are the responsible medical officer. It is in your name that the patient is admitted. You only call the other people in, do that, do this for me. Therefore, the ultimate care of this patient is your responsibility. I wouldn't go into the disciplinary organs of council, but there is one thing I need to tell you about Japan. Yes, every Muslim has invested so much of you, and they expect so much also from you. And that's why you see them improve on the carrying capacity. You need to think of what you need to give back to the state, apart from the College of Medicine itself. Well, you can have a platform. You don't need to give money to the college. You can identify projects fund, because when you have about Oxford, Cambridge, they don't get appropriation from government. But the alumni, philanthropies, grants, that's what sustains the university. Unfortunately, in this part of the world, we depend on appropriation. It's a question of time before our mindset is changed. Because if your teachers decide to tap out, who will train you? That's the reality. So that is the more reason why you need to sit down and dedicate yourself. But again, if it's money you are looking for, you are in a wrong profession. If it's money, I will just advise you to go to the market. Just open the store there and sit down. But as doctors, you will be rich and you will be poor either, but be comfortable. Having said this, I learned that we started a postgraduate program in anatomy, physiology, and biochemistry and pharmacology. I hope the postgraduate program is tailored towards the need of the medical colleges, because that's the problem we are having now. Council is very serious about it. All the teachers in the medical colleges were medical lecturers, and the inductees, please raise your right hands up. And please, the photographers, can you please give us, excuse us and let us do this. If I say I, doctor, you mention your name. Am I clear? Please don't use balloon voice. Am I clear again? I, doctor, do sincerely and solemnly declare that as a registered medical practitioner of Nigeria, I shall exercise the several parts of my profession to the best of my knowledge and ability for the good, safety and welfare of all persons, committing themselves to my care and attention, and that I will faithfully obey the rules and regulations of Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria and all other laws that are made for the control of medical and dental professions in Nigeria. As a member of medical profession, I solemnly pledge to dedicate my life to the service of humanity. The health and well-being of my patient will be my first consideration. I will respect the autonomy and dignity of my patient. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will not permit possession of age. I will not permit considerations of age, disease or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will respect the secrets that are confided in me even after the patient has died. conscience and dignity, and in accordance with good medical practice. I will foster the honor and good traditions of the medical profession. I give to my teachers, colleagues, and students the respect and gratitude that is their due. I will share my medical knowledge for the benefit of the patient and the advancement of healthcare. I will attend to my whole health, well-being, and ability in order to provide care of the highest standard. I will not use my medical knowledge to violate human rights and civil liberty, even under threat. I made these promises solemnly, freely, and for my honor. So help me God.
Let's go back now. Please. Let's go back,
Extra again. Honorable Commissioner.
And we are seeing them. I want to stop there with the protocols because of time. I want to say that the things I'm going to say are personal opinions, and they are gleaned from my journey from being a medical student to being a medical doctor and then a medical teacher. They are my personal opinions. And we realize, we know the things that are happening in the world, and so in our society, to ignore the tensions here and there. Of course, the you know. So I'm going to be talking about the disciplines of medicine, the disciplines of medicine. I'm a teacher here. I'm also a clinician here. Next slide. Okay, this picture hasn't turned out the way I thought, but I don't have a point. But this is a doctor. This is an artwork painted in 1891 by Luke Fielders. So this is a doctor. That's somebody's child. The parents are there looking on anxiously, but you can see that the doctor himself. This is night, as you can see. There is a lampstand. There's a coffee cup. So as the parents are anxiously looking on, the doctor is also anxiously looking on looking out for the patient and for the comfort of the parents. All of your life, if you're going to practice medicine, this will be your lot. Being anxious for people, being anxious about people. Even when you go to church, the preacher says, do not be anxious about anything. You will be anxious. That will be your lot. And may I also say, going forward, that in this lecture, as briefly as I can be, I'm going to speak to everybody. There is going to be bits and pieces that will go to everybody. Next slide. So, the principles of medicine, Hutchinson's clinical methods, that's what 19th edition is what the Keynote read. That's what I read. That's what I read is the only I read, the 19th edition. I don't know which edition now. But on chapter 1 of that book, it says the principles of medicine are difficult to define. They present the application of the fruits of clinical experience superimposed on knowledge acquired by study. They are difficult to define, so I won't even try to say definition. But what the important thing is that they come from fruits of clinical experience that is superimposed on knowledge. They are acquired by study. Please, can we minimize the noise? Is a trust, and that trust is something you're supposed to hold very dearly and very conscientiously. I want to tell you that I want to speak to two aspects actually of your being, of your practicing medicine, which is about caring for the patient and becoming a touch bearer for the profession. Now, I want to tell you the nature of patients we have now. The patient thinks that you are a god. Okay? I read a book, and it's a fictional history, and Ignaz, some of those of us we know about Ignaz Semmelweis, the man who discovered asepsis, the first person to talk about asepsis. Ignaz had a patient who died as a resident doctor, and he went into depression. And I'm a pathologist, so there's something I always talk about. So his professor said to him, called into his office and said to him, in Austria, those days, or Hungary, one of those. So that time was Austro-Hungarian Empire. So he called into his office and said, the difference between you and your patient is that the patient, when he comes to you, he does not know, he does not believe that he will die or that he can die. But you, as a doctor, you know that the patient can die. So when your patient dies, you don't go into depression, because how many times will you go into depression? So what am I trying to say? The patient thinks that you are a god. I will come to this later. Number two, the patients of nowadays are becoming increasingly knowledgeable, or at least that's what they think. And so any small thing you do, the internet, I don't know who was saying that, we find ourselves at a time where a whole lot of information is, it was deputy government, a whole lot of information is in the public space. Most of them wrong. Wikipedia, all sorts of poison. And your patient comes into your clinic and he wants to direct you on how you will care for him. And as a matter of fact, the right activists, all the right activities going on in the world is even ordering us, expecting us to read, to allow these people to even guide us, to treat them the way they want to be treated. And say, my son is doing secondary. Please, is there something you can do? I said, if I'm around, if you can beat me, my friends are here. I've said that to them. Very soon you will begin to seek to compromise your colleagues, not you. Or, or peers who want to compromise you. I will just give you small examples. And then, of course, the Deputy Governor has spoken about all those other traducers in the health sector. Well, it was as if he was reading my history. You see, we have, in our society, everybody wants to be the doctor, be a doctor. We will not stop talking about it. Society that is here, everybody is not a doctor. It's only the medical doctor that has right to ask you questions, ask you to remove your clothes to examine you, say, go and do this test to that test, and you do that test, and you bring that test to him, and based on that test, and the other information he has taken from you during history and examination, will write you medicine. Well, the government is not here for me to say to him that government has a part to play. Because many people go to the shelf to go and buy medicine. If they buy it because it is possible for them to buy it, it is the duty of government to make sure that people are not able to go to the shelf and pick up some medicine. Are not able to walk into any house and say, take my blood and check for this or that. Okay? Of course, the last thing I want to talk about, there are people who are gathering, young people, young doctors, lawyers are gathering, they are sharpening, they are talking about, I think 2 or 3 years ago, the NBA conference in Lagos, the theme was how to litigate against doctors. So you must get yourself ready to do what is right at all of the time, at all time. They are the legend Provost. Okay, I think this will be the last one. Next. This is the last slide. It is indiscipline on our part to refuse to live by the ethics of this thing that cost your teachers, the university, the state government to spend so much when they feel and know and are satisfied that you have earned this. Last. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you very much, the disciplines of medicine. You have given us the nuggets, the do's and don'ts, and what to do to achieve excellence in the field. At this juncture, of the university, Dean of Law, who has just come back to us. The outgoing Provost, the deans and other professors here at Keynote. Let me remind the protocol of the Dean of T.A.B. and the rest of it. My Father Chancellor, thank you for being here with us. We've been expecting you all along. My Provost Chancellor, of course, you can see he has changed the face of Esut, the status of Esut. Esut is now one of the best universities
something to offer. To be the next provost of the College of Esut, which is yet to take up. So, Anthony, gentlemen of Anthony, and we continue, the university will continue to work from under you. Praise God. And former provost of this college, a bigger round of applause for him as I hand over the microphone to the chairman of the occasion. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we've had a long day and a quick day at that matter. So I thank you so much for your patience and your cooperation. Dear brand new medical doctors, you've had it all. From the deputy governor, from the vice chancellor, from the induction lecturer, from your provost, all shades of advice, gist of advice, just to guide you in your profession. They say a word is enough for the wise. So give the advice and then that will guide you. Thank you so much. At this juncture, we bring this induction ceremony to close. So may we rise up for the closing prayer.
Almighty Father, we are grateful for what you have done for us today. For our new doctors, we say thank you. For the lecturers, we say thank you. For all our guests, special guests that have come here safely, we know they are going back safely, so we say thank you, O God. With joy, we also say thank God for our provost, who is completing his tenure. Today being his last official outing in the area of induction. Father, we thank you for all the blessings you have showered to this college, using him and his colleagues and his fellow staffs. We thank you. At the end, we ask you, O Lord, bless him.
Number one and nothing less. Lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently. I have vision, oh I believe. I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions.